The Job Summary tab is important to get familiar with because it's where you'll land when navigating to a job and holds the answers to your most important project management questions. At the top of the page, we can see the job's title as well as its status, which is a major indicator if the work is still being completed and if time and expenses can still be logged to the job. Below this, we'll see details regarding the job, including the key internal contacts and the delivery date. Here we can see this job is due in 1 month and 28 days. Beneath the details, you'll find quick links to items relating to this job, along with badges indicating their status or quantity. We can see this job has 2 invoices on it thus far and can click to view said invoices. Next comes the very important health view. The estimated value is pulling from the job's active estimate, while the actuals are presenting billable value of all time and expenses tracked to the job thus far. This means that your variance is the budget left on the job. Speaking of budget, use this graph to see which components of the job are on their way to meeting the target billable amounts and which are at risk of going over. Each of the gradient blue bars present the actuals logged to either external expenses, internal services, or internal expenses. A gray bar indicates that a budget has been set for the job component, but no actuals have been logged yet. When they are logged, you'll see this graph update. As we can see here, the external expenses came in slightly over budget at 113%. However, we are still only 71% to the total budget, and now have the knowledge to potentially account for this overage by either coming in under budget on internal services or discussing a scope of work adjustment with our customer. To get an up-to-date understanding of margins on a job, look no further than the job dashboard, where the total invoiced amount is presented in comparison to cost to give you a variance, as in profit. Further to this, we can look to the graph to see which components of the job is costing and profiting us the most. Not only can you see this information for the entire job to date, but you can also adjust the settings to select different time periods. So if you use a single job to manage a monthly retainer, you can still segment profitability by month to investigate trends. The progress section of the job summary dashboard allows you to compare targets with work logged. Estimated hours shows us how close we are to spending all of the hours originally estimated. Task completion uses the percent complete indicator and then a weighted ratio of the estimated hours on those tasks to indicate how close the work on the job is to actually being done. Percent completion can be manually marked on each task by users to provide a subjective indication of how the work is progressing. However, all tasks will automatically be marked with 100% completion when given the status completed. What's really interesting, compare this number with the percent to internal service budget to answer the question, are we on track to actually completing this work while staying within budget? Finally, for progress, task hours will show us how close the team is to using all of the time we planned and assigned to them through tasks. What's the difference between this and estimated hours? It's common to not always task out the full value of the estimate's hours in order to reserve some time for unexpected revisions or project management. This variance can be validated by looking at the Time Task Overview panel, which shows the values for both the estimate's planned hours and the task's planned hours. Finally, we have the Task Time panel, which is helpful for anyone on your team to see their total time spent on this job, both billable and non-billable, in comparison to the time assigned to them through tasks, the target. Change the settings icon in the top right to see all staff's target and actuals, or view by role. Something to keep in mind is that each panel on this dashboard will be visible based on user permissions. And there you have it, a dashboard fit for successful project management and to give each team member the information they need to get the job done.